We played fight and she took the pretty seriously. It was like WWE and our bodies were way too close. I felt her chest on my back. She even bit my arm.
Nah. That's foreplay.
I was pretty good, if not best friends with someone I never thought I would be attracted to. We were at the bar one night and I was cold. He took his favorite jacket and put it over my shoulders and hugged me. I got a feeling for him I'll never forget after that.
I did this before with my best friend and I gave her my jacket and hugged her, and the look she gave me after that made me melt and almost walk into a tree.
Not necessarily a turn-on, but when I was in art school we went to a museum with a clown exhibit. One of my classmates whom I had very little prior interaction with had a fear of clowns. At a certain point something spooked her. She grabbed my arm. I felt like, me big monkey. Me keep pretty lady safe. Stupid as it was, I had a little crush on her afterwards.
I was very confused when I first read Clown Exhibit.
The entire group went clubbing. He was saying something that I could not hear. He bent down and spoke against my ear. Questioned our 2 decades of platonic relationship at that second. Didn't even hear what he said.
I said my mom is gonna pick me up.
Get your butt in the car. We're going to get Chinese food. He knew I wasn't in a great state of mind and we had been friends for a handful of years. He drove to find me when I wouldn't tell him where I was. After food he drove me to the store to get Nerf guns and we battled. Wound up marrying him. Edit. Thanks for all the awards. We were both single and I actually didn't fancy him for some of the duration of our friendship. We ran in the same circle and I saw him often through high school, wound up at the same places and I was always nice. We had both been out of relationships for some time and he knew I needed someone to talk me off a ledge a few times. Just kinda fell in love as it happened. I'll always be so grateful. That wasn't the only time he stopped me from doing something stupid.
If you bought me Nerf guns I'd marry you too.
My guy best friend just hugged me out of nowhere. IDK what happened to me but something.
Guys need hugs.
Put his arm around my waist when I was having a panic attack and kinda held me, which turned into cuddles. Then I looked up at him to thank him and there was this look of love in his eyes and yeah.
Y'all better be married.
Tackled me. Not in a playful way either. She was trying her best to take me down, and generally succeeded. We were always just friends, but in those moments after we'd hit the ground, I sometimes felt a little different about it.
Greater than I sometimes felt a little different about it. This is one way to describe an involuntarily erection.
Came to drop off food and medicine while I was sick. I was absolutely not in the mood, but I wish I was.
Same kind of thing happened to one of my good friends. He'd been cheated on by his wife of 3 years, for a dude who looked like a rat and had 3 kids her age, and a former coworker of ours heard about it. She came over about a week after the cheater had exited, and it really helped said friend. He'd been bad enough that he'd seriously thought about getting drunk, despite having an alcohol allergy, and former coworker later turned into wife. The cheater and her husband are struggling hardcore now. My friend and his wife now have a baby, 2 mini Aussies, and their dream jobs.
We both tried grabbing the same cup and looked at each other. Been together for a while now.
IDK how long you've been together, but one of you should probably release your grip soon.
I was invited to a new coworker's birthday party. She was pretty buzzed by the time I arrived and ended up introducing me to all her friends as her hot boss.
Hey, my hot boss turned into my husband winking face. Just celebrated our 4th anniversary last month. Been together 9 years. GLHF.
Was at a small party at her house. Was in the kitchen by myself making a drink when she rushed in. Told a stupid joke and immediately began cracking up with this big stupid grin on her face. Skipped right past horny straight to love.
Me and who bro, me and who.
I used to chat with a coworker during our smoke breaks. We were the only smokers there. We quickly became friends. Then one day, just before Christmas, I get to work and notice her wearing a big pink ribbon in her hair. I tell her I like your ribbon, it's cute, and her face lights up. She runs up to me, grabs my head and kisses me on the cheek, then thanks me.
Oh sad. Used to.
She let out a small moan when I whispered happy B-Day in her ear. We spoke about it and she said air blown on her ear pedals turned her on. Did that again. Playfully things turned hot, made out, and a few times after that. Things got weird, we don't look in the eye anymore.
Ear pedals. The way he shook my hand.
That finger wiggle thing?
We were joking and she turned back, grabbed my neck and lightly strangled me. I haven't been the same ever since.
A few days ago a girl I brought over started biting me pretty hard. I learned something new about myself that night for sure.
Weird one here, but it was a staring contest. She claimed she was good at it and beat everyone before me to prove it. You play to win normally and I'm usually not one for staring, but I couldn't look away from the big, beady hazel eyes she had. So even if she got closer to throw me off, it's honestly what I wanted because she basically doubled how cute she already was in that moment. Needless to say, I didn't lose. She looked away to blink and then playfully nudged me in defeat while grinning. It was a done deal then. I developed a crush on her from that day onward.
Any update? Are you dating?
She did that thing that girls do where they tilt their head. She was just listening to me talk about MRSA, we're nursing students, and she was kind of smiling, listening to me go into depth about the illness for a test review, and she ever so slightly tilted her head and kept her very pretty eyes directly on mine. That mixed with the slight smile got my stomach in knots and I just started stuttering like a fool. It only happened like a week ago.
Greater than she did that thing that girls do where they tilt their head. You're gonna love Gracie, my German Shepherd. Edit. Whoa, this took off. As demanded. Dog tax with late fees. https://imager.com/gallery/6WLV83H closing parenthesis weary OK sign. Edit 2. For those interested. I adopted Grace from the Bay Area German Shepherd Rescue. https://www.bayareagsr.org. Which is always in need of donations, fosters, and forever homes if you've been thinking about getting your own good boy, girl. If you can, please choose shelters, rescues over breeders. So many abandoned GSDs need homes.
Put his finger in my mouth. We've been married 8 years now.
So that's where that button is.
Put her arm around me and leaned against me. Yeah, that's all.
I did this to a girl accidentally one time when I was trying to grab my drink. We were just friends at the time and neither of us really thought we liked each other, but after that we dated for 5 months before we broke up.
A girl I became friends with on a school trip in high school fell asleep on my shoulders on the ride back. I'm still coasting on that memory.
Never had that happen, but I've been dreaming about it.
We were at a party drinking and I got handed a shot. I said, "This one is going to fuck me up." He looked right at me and softly said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you." I threw that shot straight back. The way I would implode.
Literally asked me to pick her outfits for the weekend and modeled all morning in different outfits while telling me to pick some out. Didn't leave the room to change.
So either she wanted you badly and you were oblivious. Or, she absolutely cannot imagine you being sexual in any way. No middle ground there.
She poked me in the side, which resulted in me jerking an arm up to block her, which furthermore resulted in me having a fist full of tiddy. We dated for a bit but decided that we were better off as just friends. She is now cheating on her BF with my best friend and I am very, very disappointed in both of them. Edit. The BF knows and has known as long as I have.
Jesus dude, looks like you dodged a bullet. Good luck to ya.
She had a tendency of biting when I teased her or made fun of her. One day we were playing a game on my PS4, single player, so we decided on passing around the controller once in a while. We both were into each other at that point, but for many reasons couldn't tell each other. We also liked cuddling, so we agreed that hugging is fair game, since we're friends. So we were playing and she was hugging me from behind. I said something stupid and she decided to bite me, but since it would be hard to bite my finger, she instead bit my ear. Didn't know something like that can be a turn on.
Really want to know what's that something stupid?
I was annoying him, so he picked me up over his shoulder and dropped me on the couch, no biggie. Was kinda hoping he'd spank me after propping me over his shoulder, but
the spanking would have been a huge gamble for him to do.
I am very tactile. He isn't with anyone else, but he always would pull me next to him when we were outside and it was chilly, would sit into my space at work meetings, always put his hand on my lower back when walking me in front of him or next to him. It was nothing overtly sexual, but the fact he didn't do that with anyone else. Oh my.
If he didn't do that with anyone else, I'd almost guarantee he felt something * for you.